So what we're going to do is we're going to run through the on-screen takeoff beginning now. So if you have any issues, just come back to me either via audio or via the little chat box at the bottom of your control panel. Okay, so we're going to begin by having a look at where the BTOS module can be activated. It's a 2D takeoff system that allows you to be able to do your takeoff directly from drawings on screen. Bear with me 2 seconds. The on-screen takeoff system is a tool to measure quantities from electronic drawings. Files that would be supported would be CAD files, PDF files, bitmaps, JPEGs, any image file that contains a drawing. Type of results that can be returned would be counts, linear meters, less oaks, areas, wall areas, vertical wall areas, less oaks, volumes, and so forth. So what we're going to do is just initially have a look at where the BTOS module can be activated. And in essence, really, the BTOS module can be activated anywhere in Buildsoft a calculation sheet exists. So you should be seeing on your screen there the Job Manager screen in Buildsoft. So the initial section that you can activate the BTOS module is in the floor area sheet. And I'll just activate that. And when you're in the floor area sheet, the BTOS module can be activated. Up the top left-hand corner, you'll see a BTOS icon. That would be Area 1 that the BTOS module can be activated. Area 2 would be when you open a job and you go to the global sheet, which is this icon here. The BTOS module can be activated from there as well. So in essence, really, anywhere in Buildsoft that a quantity can be calculated or returned, the BTOS module can be activated. So the two kind of not so often used options would be the ground floor area sheet and the global sheet. And then, as you'd expect, through the normal calculation sheets in Buildsoft, the BTOS module can also be activated there. So what you're looking at on screen here is a job I've set up with a single element name called webinar element name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up that element and bring it to the trade breakup or the bill level. And we're going to have a look firstly at the process of taking off an area type calculation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill down on this first line where I have the description Buildsoft demo home, takeoff area, drill down behind the quantity, and it is always good practice to annotate your takeoff as best as you can. So in the calculation sheet here, what I've done is I've called my takeoff floor area study. So at this point in time, once I'm in my calculation sheet, I can then activate the BTOS module by clicking on the BTOS icon on the button bar at the top. So I'm going to do that, and what will happen is the BTOS module will launch, and before I begin doing any takeoff, I just want to explain the different component parts of the BTOS module itself. Firstly, having a look at the screen itself, across the top you have the menu bar. Now you'll be familiar with this with every other software application that you use. All the functions that are available in the BTOS are available on the menu bar. By clicking one of the options, you'll see all the various options on the menus that are available to you. So the menu bar is the top item, and it would be consistent with any other software application. The second section directly below the menu bar is what we call the status bar, and it's a crucial element in BTOS. What you've got initially on the status bar is the type of takeoff that you're doing. and you can see that it's initially set to area, although you can change that takeoff type to whatever type of takeoff you would normally, or you're trying to complete. Beside that, you have the result. So when you do your takeoff, the total result will be displayed here in the status bar, and then moving to the right here, what you have are 4 options to allow you indicate the line color, line thickness, shade color, and shade pattern. Then moving across to the status bar, it's going to list in here the particular drawing that you are going to use, and then various other settings with regard to what type of result, whether it's exact, round up, round down, and then there are some items here with regard to ortho, point, latch, line, latch, and so forth, which I'll cover as we progress. The third menu, which is a shortcut, let's say, menu to the functions that would be displayed on the menu bar, is called the toolbar. And this toolbar can be detached and moved around the screen as you need by grabbing the bar on the right hand side here. You can grab it and you can move it away from the screen, and you can manipulate it as you need to, and move it wherever you need to do to maybe move it out of the way of the drawing. If you need to attach it again, you simply grab it, move it to the top, and drop it again. So the toolbar, which is the last option, is a shortcut button bar to all of the options that would appear on the menu bar. So the toolbar would be the most commonly used toolbar in the system. And then the body of the screen is called the drawing area, or drawing screen. And obviously this is the section where you call up your drawing and do your takeoff. So we're going to have a look initially at the takeoff of an area. And just before I continue, this webinar should take no more than about 40 to 50 minutes. So hopefully you'll all be able to take part for the full time. Okay, so firstly, to load up a drawing, what you can simply do is, there are a number of different ways that can be done, either by the menu bar at the top. You'll see the option Image. If you click on the Image option, you'll then see a subsequent menu item called Load Image. This can also be activated. This can also be activated by using the shortcut keys Control-I. So I'm just going to click on that. And what you can do is, sorry, bear with me, I just have a question from John. Just set the audio option, John, if you can hear me, and to mic and speakers. Just setting that to John. Just bear for 2 seconds. Okay. So when you click the load image icon, what you'll get is a list of the images that you've currently or you've previously used. Now I'm just going to untick these 2 options, because what I want to do is I just want to show you what this option does when you haven't any images previously loaded. So I'll go Image, Load Image, and then you get a Browse dialog box that will allow you browse to the location of your drawing file. As I say, whether it be a CAD file or other subsequent image type file, a PDF, bitmap, and so forth. So I'm going to locate, oh, by the way, it will default into the Buildsoft folder ESW, although you can use your browse options here to browse to whatever location the drawing file is located. I'm going to use this demo home, and I'll just highlight it and click Open. It then loads that into my image list, and you can have multiple drawings in your image list. Obviously, you can display only one at a time, but you can have, as I say, a complete list of various different drawings that you would be using. To show a particular drawing on your list, you just place a tick in the Show column and then click OK. And up onto your screen then will come the drawing file. Before we begin doing a takeoff, I'll just show that on the status bar here, you would select initially the type of takeoff that you want to do, and in this instance we're going to do an area. So I'll leave that option as area. I'll move over and to the color options, so I will select a line color of orange, a line thickness, again you can select a shade color and a shade pattern. Then moving from there over onto the right hand side of the status bar, there are a number of options here with regard to the type of return. As in Buildsoft, you can have an exact return, round up, round down, rounds nearest. I would recommend when you're using the BTOS module to have that automatically selected to exact. Bear in mind that these results will be returned into a calculation sheet in Buildsoft, and there may be a rounding applied in there as well. So it's best to return your results out of BTOS in an exact mode. Okay, what I'll do then is this particular drawing, as you can see, fills the screen quite well. However, some of the drawings that you may be dealing with may be quite far zoomed out. So what you need to do in that instance is use one of the magnifier icons on the toolbar to possibly zoom in on a section of the plan that you want to initially work on. So there are 4 magnifier icons here. The first one being zoom in 1 step, zoom out 1 step, zoom in on a selection you decide, and then the last option here is to restore the original view. So what I'll do is I will use this third option, which is the most commonly used, which is zoom in on a section. So when you click on that icon and you pull away, you'll see that you get a little Z-type cursor. What this allows you to be able to do is zoom in on a section of the particular plan. Now, how it works is you can start really anywhere you want, top left, bottom right, top right, bottom left, whatever is easiest for you. You click and hold the left mouse button and you'll get an XY type cursor. Whilst holding, you drag, and then when you have the section zoomed in or highlighted, you let go and it zooms it into that particular section. Now if you make a mistake and you zoom in the wrong section, the easiest thing to do is to just hit on the restore original view and it will bring you back from whence you came. So just to repeat that then, if we go to zoom in on a section, it allows you to be able to click on it, move away, click and hold, drag and let go, and it will zoom that section up. So to take off an area of the study here, simply all you do is you move to the first point you want to begin. You can begin anywhere you want, and what you'll notice is when you move the cursor toward the point, the system will latch onto that point automatically for you. You can see as I move the cursor closer to that point, I don't have to get to it exactly. Once you are close, it will grab that point automatically, and you can see there's a little green box that latches onto that point. When you left click, the first line will latch directly onto that point. You then move to your second point, click, third point, click, fourth point, click. Now when you're trying to close your shape, you cannot do it manually. You can't click on the last option here. You use the J button on the keyboard, J for join. So I'll just hit that J on the keyboard and it closes the shape, and you can see the result then is returned into the status bar at the top of the screen.